All right, in this video, really quickly, we're just going to break down the three things that we have seen from our graphing situations. We're going to look at slope-intercept equations, which I will write there. We're going to look at point-slope equations. We're going to look at standard form equations. And I'm just going to break those down into two simple instructions for graphing. You can graph any of these three, or I'll put a later video out where you can just convert to one that makes most sense. Arguably, this one is the easiest equation to convert to since y is isolated. So you can turn point slopes into slope intercepts. You can turn standards into slope intercepts, because each of these you could just isolate for the one variable for y. Before we get to that though, we're just going to see what each of these include, how to graph them, and then just remind yourself, go to check the info for the timestamps and then jump around. So you don't have to watch the entire video, but skip to the section that you need some practice with, because we're graphing many different types of equations, and as long as you can get them accurately on a graph, whatever form you convert them to or plot them in, as long as it's accurate, it works. So we just got to find ways that work best for you for graphing this information. So we're going to start with slope intercepts, and I'm just going to, oops, didn't want to do that. What I did want to do though is just zoom in so we can be more specific with this information. And so in slope intercepts, what we're going to start with is just a general equation, and that equation can look like y equals 1/2 x plus 3. And as we're looking for the rules for graphing slope intercepts, I have written down here kind of what we're looking for. First, plot the y-intercept, and then use slope from that intercept to make the second point. So now I just got to remind myself what's going on here. Well, here, the b, in this case the 3, is the y-intercept. So on my graph, I'm just going to plot the y-intercept. So on the y-axis, I'm putting a dot at 3, where my data crosses the y-axis. Then I know my second piece of information there, m, is the slope. So now that number directly connecting with x is just referring to the slope. My information down below says use the slope from the intercept to make a second point. So if my slope is 1/2, that means from the intercept, I'm going to go up 1 and then over 2 and make my second point. Now that I have both pieces of data connecting with a line, and I have my graph. So I use the intercept first, placed from the equation, use the slope from that point in order to make my second point. Next, we're going to look at point slope form, and again, that's this one here, point slope, and it's all in the name. Here we're given a point that's on the graph, and we're given a slope. Here's the instructions really quick. Plot the given ordered pair, and then use the slope from that first ordered pair to make the second point. So let's get an equation first, then we'll work with it. Y minus 7 equals 3/4. We'll go x minus 1. So now what I know for sure is I have an ordered pair, and I'm just pulling that right from the equation. I have an, oops, that is terribly hard to read. I have an x value of 1, a y value of 7, because I'm just keeping in mind that baseline idea of subtraction. So now I know that my x value must be 1, my y value must be 7, because those numbers directly fit into y1, x1 in our base equation. So I know I have an ordered pair of 1, 7 that exists on this graph. So let me just zoom out and get there. We're going to plot that given ordered pair, 1, 7. That's 1 on the x, 7 on the y. So I have a dot right there, 1, 7. I'm just going to make a little note of that really quick. 1, 7. Now my second information is use the slope, and then from the first ordered pair to make that second point. So my slope is 3/4, and that's included in my kind of this equation mashed together with the x values. So this quantity here that I can distribute if I know all those values, I have my slope as 3/4. So again, reminding myself what that means. From the first ordered pair, go up, rise by 1, 2, 3, run by 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then after those instructions, plot your second piece of data. Connect them with a line, and there you have your equation. Your equation is graphed, your data is accurate. From there, my second ordered pair that I'm just reading a graph for would be 5, 10. Not useful in plotting this at this point, but just some good information to think about how we can connect and how we can use those ordered pairs to write these different equations. Finally, this one is the most tedious. So you can graph using standard form, but there are other ways you can convert standard form equations to other easier to graph equations as well. But we're just going to show really quickly what this looks like. So in standard form, again, going to our instructions, first you're going to find the x-intercept. Again, that's when y equals 0. Then plot that on the x-axis. Secondly, after you've done that, go back to the original equation and then find the y-intercept. Make x equal 0 and plot on the y-axis. We're going to do that work off to the side here because this one is tedious. It takes a bit. So we're going to look at the equation first, and let's make an equation that looks like 5x plus 3y equals 20. Let's go, let's see, 5x plus 3, let's go 15. Just for the sake of clarity. So for number one, we're going to find the x-intercept by making y equals 0. Because think about what we're looking at. At the x-intercept, we're looking for where is there a dot on this x-axis. Every single point on that x-axis has a y value of 0. If I put a dot here, 2, 0, 6, 0, 10, 0, negative 4, 0. Every single dot on that axis has a y value of 0. So make y 0 in this original equation. If y is 0, rewrite the equation. Instead of y, put in a 0. Make y 0. Do what you need in order to graph this information. If I need an x-intercept, I know then y must be 0. So now I just got to solve for x. What is x when y is 0? Well, 5x, can't do anything with that yet because I don't know x, plus 3 times 0. That's plus 0. That doesn't add anything to x, so in fact, it's redundant to write it. So I'm just going to cross it off because that equals 0. I've essentially canceled it out. 5x then equals 15. Well, that means 5 times x equals 15, so in order to prove it, I'm just going to divide both sides by 5 to cancel out that multiplication of 5. So now I'm left with x equals 3. I know what x is when y equals 0, and now I just plot that on the x-axis. So my x-intercept was 3. When y was 0, x was 3. Next, I'm going to do the exact same thing, but in this case, I'm going to look at number 2, find the y-intercept. And if I'm looking at the y-intercept, again, remind yourself that if I'm placing a dot on the y-axis, 0, negative 6, 0, negative 4, 0, 0, 0, 2, 0, 5, any point on the y-axis has an x value of 0. So if I need to find another place to put my dot, make that true. Make x equal 0. 5 times 0, making x equal 0, plus 3 times y equals 15. Solve for y, because I'm looking for the y-intercept when x is 0. So 5 times 0 is 0, plus 3y. In fact, I'm just going to bring down 3y, because 5 times 0 is 0. That is essentially adding 0 to 3y, and that doesn't mean anything. So now I have 3y equals 15. Divide both sides by 3. Y must equal 5 when x is 0. So on my graph, I just found the y-intercept was equal to 5. I have 2 ordered pairs, I have 2 points, and I connect them. So again, if you have equations in any of these forms, you have structures about how to graph in 2 steps. Slope-intercept, plot the y-intercept, use the slope. Point slope, plot the ordered pair, use the slope. Standard, find the 2 x and y-intercepts, graph those. Hopefully this helps. Once this is published, just check the timestamps to skip around to see specific instances and specific help. Hopefully this helps kind of make some more sense of graphing.